All of a sudden, 2:30 hits, like a goddamn light switch. I'm like, I have to go to bed. I can't move anymore. I can't move. I tell everyone, I was like concerned. I was like, we have to go.
Yeah, guys, we have to
I was like, we have to leave. And everyone was like ready to go at that point. But like, I was literally going from this to like
rethinking your life choices.
Yeah, like, let's go right now. I can't be here. We have to go right now. Hey everyone. Welcome to episode number 85 of the Lunchtime Serenade podcast. Have we ever had pho on the podcast? We've had ramen.
Yeah, we've had ramen like 3 or 4 times.
But never pho.
Never had pho.
This is crazy how they presented it, first of all. This is a place called Pho 999. And the bag that this came in was like this big.
Absurdly large.
So big. He's got deconstructed pho bowl. And we got spring rolls here, which are also they're all individually wrapped, which is crazy to me. This restaurant's carbon footprint is nuts. But I got a vermicelli bowl.
Yeah, you did.
And
oh my god, dude.
Yeah, this place, I am really excited. The menu looked like it was very expansive, and it was just like it looked like it was done in the 90s on like the first version of InDesign.
The shittier the menu looks, typically the better the food
Yep,
is.
absolutely. I agree. And all of this, plus delivery, plus tip, plus a drink that I finished off camera, less than $30.
Absurd. This whole thing right here was like $10.50.
Yeah,
something
that's
like that.
Small.
This is a small, dude. All right, well, we're popping into this bad boy.
We're gonna pop in.
I absolutely love pho. I love Vietnamese food in general. We just hadn't had it before, so I was like, I've been talking about pho for a very long time.
Quite a while since. What is in here?
Megan and I were like, we should open. Well, actually, this was just purely her idea. I should not take any credit for this. She was like, we should open a pho place and just call it Fucks.
Yeah, I
like
think that's a great idea.
PHO with the little thing and then an X. Fucks.
Fucks. I like
Fucks.
that. That's a great idea.
Right? Don't steal that.
I'm not very well versed in Vietnamese food. I've had pho like a few times in my life, but I don't really know anything else. So apologies if I seem uncultured. But what is this?
Can I smell it?
Yeah.
I actually don't know.
I don't know what it is. I mean, it's got an interesting smell.
It smells pretty good. I did get shellfish, so just don't kiss me afterwards. You'll be fine.
No kissing tonight.
They gave me just a bag with like the bean sprouts, jalapeno, a lime, and like just like a sprig of basil. Yeah. And I'm just like, what? This is incredible. This is like Hell the best presentation I could have asked for. But I went ahead, got myself a seafood pho. So it's like shrimp, crab ball.
Nice.
And
it's different from crab.
Squid. So I'm quite excited. They did. Oh, this is nice.
They're nice,
like,
right?
Separated.
And they're like smooth. You're not gonna get any splinters on your teeth.
Wow, I love that. But all of the shrimp still have their tails on, so I'm gonna take that off.
Detail those.
Because I appreciate when they do leave it, because they leave it up to the customer. But I'm also
can you eat it with the tail?
You can.
Isn't it like sharp?
Yeah, like you're not supposed to, but you can.
Okay. Just like how you can eat peanuts with the shell.
Yeah, right.
I get it.
You're a psychopath.
I love eating peanuts with the shell, bro.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm so serious.
But like in a way that you like spit them out afterwards, or do you like swallow
I swallow the shell.
Oh my god,
it's
dude.
crazy.
I've never heard of a human being doing that before.
I'm gonna try this mystery sauce real quick before I dump it on the rest of my food.
Absolutely, dude. My fucking guy. I'm pretty sure this is the.
Okay. Wait, let me try a little bit. Let me try a little bit more of it. I couldn't really tell. Ooh. Maybe I'll try it with my spring roll. Actually, that'll be a little easier.
Which that makes more sense for us to start with. It is an appetizer.
Yeah. Is this the same sauce? No, this is. Oh, that's peanut sauce. Ooh, let's go.
That's some fucking ASMR.
Damn,
right there,
dude. Some fucking ASMR.
I keep like almost dropping the fucking chopsticks.
I'm just in awe of the amount of food that
dude.
I'm receiving here.
This is absolutely absurd. Like, we haven't tasted it yet, so like we can't really like comment on that yet. But like the sheer fact that you get this much, this whole bowl of pho as $11.
Yeah,
that's insane.
It's insane anywhere. It's out of like truly a different universe in LA. Like this amount of food anywhere in the world would be crazy, but in LA it's blowing my mind.
Yeah, no kidding. I don't know what to do with my fucking bag of bean sprouts.
Try this spring roll.
Do it. I'm gonna dip some into this peanut sauce. All right, peanut sauce. And these are veggie spring rolls. Mm-hmm. So it's what, tofu on top?
A tofu and like little rice noodles and some lettuce, I would guess. I'm gonna try this on the other end with the peanut sauce.
Here's the thing: spring rolls, always like a safe thing to get, you know, because they're never bad,
Right.
and they're mostly just a.
It's really sticky with the paper.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, that's fire though.
But they're mostly just like a vessel for sauce at the end of the day. So like, peanut sauce is great. I'm used to it having being like a little like not like sweet and soury, but like normally I'm used to it being a little bit sweeter.
Mm-hmm. Wow. All right.
But
I think this might be fish sauce. It's good.
Can you eat that?
Yeah, it's not shellfish.
Okay.
We're good. I appreciate the concern.
Hey, I'm just looking out for you, buddy. Dude, these things are real sticky.
They're good. They're really sticky. Yeah, they're good. They're solid. I'd say that's it's a spring roll. You know,
it's a standard spring roll.
It's a standard spring roll.
You know, not doing anything fancy.
Yeah, just paper, lettuce. I don't even think the insides are seasoned. I think it's literally just plain tofu and these noodles.
Dude, that broth though.
Is it
I
good?
just dip that in there.
Yeah, fire. All right, I gotta try these. I gotta try
Very
these
good.
noodles and pork? Question mark. Yeah,
I think it's like. Did you get the? It's like rare flank steak.
No, I didn't. I was a little scared of that. I decided I'd dip my toes in a little safer.
I understand.
With something cooked, you know? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. I mean, it's, you know, it's good. It's very good. It's standard, I'd say. For the price, I think the price is really pushing it up there for me. If this was like $40 altogether, I'd be a little bit more like, but since this was under 30, I'm stoked on it, you know? This is a solid meal for $15.
And that's like the beauty of it too, is that like truly you need to have food for like all price points, right?
Right.
Like you live in LA, you know you're gonna pay a premium already because you know restaurants are paying a shit ton of rent. They got to make up for food costs. Running a restaurant is expensive. It's expensive and it's difficult.
Yeah.
So like you got to do what you got to do. And like when you find a place that has pretty good food at like a very nice price point, in as we do in this case, you know that accelerates it a little bit more.
Yeah, I'd say
if the service is good, the food is good, and the price is pretty cheap, like you have a pretty good baseline clientele.
Absolutely. I'd say price is a pretty important factor in deciding. I mean, I guess it depends. The quality of the how I feel about a certain restaurant, I guess, is a better way to put it, rather than the quality. Because like it could be dog shit food and be really, really cheap. Not that this is dog shit. This is great. But like, for example, the Cookout. You ever been to a Cookout before? In like, they're more in like Mississippi area, Alabama, like down south. It is, quite honestly, I don't say this about a lot of things because I'm not very picky when it comes to food. Some of the worst food I have ever eaten in my life, but it is dirt cheap. It's so cheap. It's Cookout's like a fast food restaurant chain, and it's like you go through the drive-through line and you can just get a shitload of stuff because it's like a charbroiled. Dude, the burgers are always fucking burned. Always burned, like crispy, hard. Their fries are soggy. But they have like everything. They have hot dogs, fries. Like it's literally just like going to like a Cookout, you know. And it's like
That's clever branding.
99 cents for a fucking big ass burger.
Wow.
80 cents for fry. Like it's so cheap.
They're trying to do the In-N-Out thing, but like at a much lower.
Exactly. But the food is horrible. But because it's so cheap, I will go anytime I'm in a place with a Cookout. I will go, and I'm gonna hate the food. It's not even like enjoyable, but I will go, and because it's so cheap. You know? So
That's hilarious.
It's if they had one around here, we would. Oh my god, we would have to have it for the pod just for the sake of it. But bro, it's like even when you go through the drive-through, they hand you the bag. It's like already cold. It's like how the fuck that
It's just been like under a heat lamp for the last like 4 hours.
I don't know. Cookout is a different breed of fast food. Fast food in general, sometimes I fuck with it, dude. I fuck with the occasional McDonald's burger. Taco Bell always hits. But Cookout is a special breed, and it never hits. But it's so cheap that I have to have it.
I get it.
You know?
That's kind of how I feel about like Raising Cane's. It's not cheap. Like Raising Cane's is like a general like a pretty standard, probably a little bit higher than like a McDonald's, Burger King, fast food. But I'm never around them very often. But every time I see one, I'm like, I gotta go.
That big old slab of Texas toast, bro.
God.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. I'm that way about Popeyes. Dude, that biscuit, I always feel like shit after.
I drove for like an hour one way from Purdue when I was in college to go to a Popeyes in Indianapolis.
No shit.
And then drove back. I was like, listen, man, I just got to do this. But here's the other thing, though. The best fast food chain, Culver's.
Yo. Yeah. Undisputed.
So good. You get a little butter burger. That thing's all buttery and warm and delightful. Get yourself a concrete mixer, and you just chow down.
Yeah, Culver's
fries
slaps.
are great. It's so good, so good. But there's not the closest one to us. I've looked it up. Is in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Oof, that's far.
And I was like, I'm not driving 7 hours to go to a Culver's.
I'm surprised that it's even that close. I would have thought like fucking St. Louis or something, dude.
Right.
I've only seen them in the Midwest.
Truly the end of the Midwest. Yeah. They're like, we do not pass this.
Yeah,
line.
exactly. This is it right here.
Kansas can suck my dick.
I haven't had Culver's it's been since high school.
I haven't had it since college.
Damn, dude.
Literally like since then. Like I just haven't gone there, and it's just fuck. I think about it very, very frequently.
Really?
Yeah. Anytime we're like back in Indianapolis or something like that for like visiting Megan's family, I'm always just like,
should we hit a Culver's right now? Should we hit one right now?
And then Megan's like, well, what am I going to eat? I'm like, they have cheese curds.
You can have
It's not me.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
have options.
Exactly.
Oh.
Damn.
But no. But for this, very good. It's just like for pho. Pho is a very simple meal in general. Like it's literally just like a very simple beef broth. You can do like pork broth and other types of broth as well. But then it's just vermicelli, just rice noodles. There's just some scallions in there, a little bit of cilantro. Dude, these things, I can't
Are those the crab balls?
These are the crab balls.
Bro, crabs have huge balls. That's like the ratio of that to like a crab's body is crazy.
Yeah, dude, this fucking crab had like truck nuts.
Imagine if humans had balls with like of that ratio.
Oh yeah, right? But that's my favorite part of this whole bowl. It's like very salty.
Really?
It's like truly like kind of giving that like brininess that you normally get from like seafood. And then it's like fried a little bit on the outside. It looks a little crispy. Yeah, I've never had this before, like in this scenario, right? But it tastes very good. That's like my favorite like little pop to this whole bowl.
Well, good.
Other than that, very, very, very standard. This is well worth like
$12.
Yeah, like they could up their prices by like another $2 a thing and be fine, because this is pretty damn good. It's not the best pho I've ever had.
At what price point would that not be worth it for you?
I think if this hit $14 for this size and everything, I would start to question it. Like, do I really want to pay that much for that?
Right.
If it 15 is probably where I'd be like, nah, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
But I think they could safely raise their price to like 12, 50, 13.
Yeah.
For this meal, and I would be like, yeah, that's fair. That's acceptable.
Fair.
And it, dude, hey, if you're listening to us, do it.
$9.99.
with your incredible menu, let me tell you.
It's so expansive. The drink list was like a page and a half long. They have all kinds of different bobas. They have coffee with boba.
Dude, Vietnamese coffee is literally, instead of using cream, it's just fucking sweetened condensed
milk. Like condensed milk, right?
It's insane. I'm like, why is this like a Vietnamese thing? Why did nobody else think of this?
Right?
This is incredible.
Right? I love condensed milk. When I was little,
Please tell me you used to just drink it.
Dude, well, basically, when I was like not lactose intolerant, I would literally, I would go to the store. Well, my parents would go to the store, and I would tell them to get just like a loaf of like sliced white bread, like Wonder Bread, like the basic ass shit, and a can of sweetened condensed milk. They would come home, and my dad and I would split the loaf in half and pour condensed milk over slices of bread and just eat them. No toasting it, nothing. Just plain, just the bread, punch a hole in the condensed milk can, pour it on top, and we would eat the entire loaf of bread right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like, I want to say that that's disgusting.
It sounds disgusting, but it was great. It was so good, dude.
Oh yeah, that sounds delightful. That's like, you know, the age-old tradition of taking a piece of bread of some kind. I can't open that.
Do you want?
Put some butter on it. Throw some sugar, some cinnamon.
Cinnamon, bro. I used to have that all the time when I was little.
That was like, God. My mom literally had a shaker that she had combined cinnamon and
Mine
sugar.
too, dude. yes. Dude, for the longest time, I thought that's what cinnamon was. I was like, oh my God, I love cinnamon.
You had normal cinnamon, you're like, why isn't it sweet?
It was fucking disgusting. I think it was like up till high school that I thought that. I was like, cinnamon is fucking bomb. And then the cinnamon challenge started coming out. I think that's when I realized.
And I was like, why are people not enjoying this?
I was like, that looks like, why are they having such a hard time? I fucking love cinnamon. And then I asked my mom, she's like, this is cinnamon sugar. I was like, oh, my life is a lie. My entire childhood, I was led to believe that this is pure cinnamon.
And truly, just like showing you right off the bat that sugar makes everything better. Like, not even a question.
Right? Cinnamon by itself, oh my God, just no way you could swallow even a teaspoon of it.
No.
Cinnamon sugar, give me 10 teaspoons of that shit, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey man, it's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks since we've done a cheeky little pod. What you been up to? I know you were at your buddy's wedding. How'd that go?
My buddy's wedding 2 weekends ago. Last weekend, unfortunately, had a little bit of not a COVID scare, but I was my friend just moved here. He had a housewarming party, and then had a couple people over, and then the day after, someone was like, hey.
As it goes.
I think I just tested positive for COVID, and I was like, oh, shit. So then I only saw that one, the guy whose housewarming party was.
The guy who would have also been exposed.
Yeah, so for the next 3 days, I was like, well, can't see anyone else, so and we're all good. So, but better safe than sorry. Absolutely. And nice.
It's a spoon.
It's fine. It's a spoon. But yeah, the weekend before, my college roommate got married. He's the second of 4 of us to get married.
50%.
50% of the squad is wifed the F up, bro.
They're all wife guys now.
They're all wife guys. So I was in the party. It was great. I was a groomsman. It was in Milwaukee, which is a great little town. And
a lovely city.
It was great. I don't think I'd really spent too much time there, but
did you guys get down to like the was it the 3rd ward? Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 3rd ward.
Yeah, place fucks.
It's super cool. It's a really cool like town. Like it's for a big city. I mean, it's kind of a big city, but it's got very small town, the quote unquote big city. It's actually really not, which I didn't really know. I was like, oh, Milwaukee, it's like a big city. No. When I got to the airport, I flew in, I landed kind of late, I think, on Thursday evening. I landed probably like midnight, maybe a little after midnight.
That's pretty late. That's the next day.
Yeah, it's the next day. And we were the last flight to get in. Airport was fucking empty. Everything was closed. Everyone gets their bags. I'm like calling Uber. I guess everyone who was there had people picking them up. So I was literally the last person in the airport. They were waiting.
All the security guys are staring at you like this.
They were waiting for me to get in my Uber. It took 30 minutes to get an Uber. I was like,
right, because you're in fucking Milwaukee by the airport.
Yes, I was like, they were waiting for me. As soon as I left, they locked up. They locked the airport, bro. I was the last person in the airport. It was fucking crazy. And I get in the Uber and I was like, is it always this? It's like, seems like, it's a weekend, like it's a city, like is it always this dead? I was like, it's really quiet. And he's like, I'll never forget this, bro. We're a simple town with simple folk. That's the only thing he said to me the entire ride.
Dude, honestly though, That's the best fucking Uber.
I know, right? I know.
He's just like, hey man, this is how it is, and then you never speak
He didn't
again.
elaborate at all. It's like, is it always this quiet? We're a simple town with simple folk. And then was silent for 20 minutes after that. It was crazy.
Honestly, like, if I go to a small town, that's the kind of dude I want driving me around.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
He tells it like it is, and you don't have to worry. You feel safe.
I know. I'm like, this guy has been around the block.
This block specifically.
This block. All 3 blocks of the city. So then, Friday, everyone kind of gets in town, whatever. It's a rehearsal dinner. Saturday's the wedding. And so we're doing like prep stuff kind of the whole day. And then there's this bus that picks us up. It's like a party bus. Minus a stripper pole, unfortunately.
You win some, you lose some.
You win some, you lose some. Picks up all the groomsmen. We go to the church, do the whole wedding thing, blah, 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 blah. And then after the wedding, it's like pictures, but we wanted to go around the city and take some pictures because there's some really cool shit in Milwaukee, bro.
It's
the
a
art
cool
museum
city,
is fucking
bro.
crazy.
It's a cool little place. And it's so close to Chicago that if you're like, I need a big city,
it's like an hour and a half drive.
Yeah. Or you hop on a train.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Because public transport exists sometimes in places like that. So we're driving around the city in this party bus, the whole wedding party, taking pictures, whatever. The photographer's super cool.
Gotta love a wedding photographer.
Gotta love the wedding photographer. And do that for like an hour, and then we roll up to the reception. And as soon as we like get to the reception, one of my buddies pulls out a box, and he's like, "All right, guys, I'm thinking we all get a little crazy before this reception." And I was like, "What the fuck is?" I was like, "These are like the most straight edge kids ever, right?" Like I was the deviant of this group, you know.
As this guy pulls out like a mountain of cocaine.
I was like, what is he gonna pull out right now? He's like, "Guys, we should all do something before we go in."
You're that meme of like the woman like this with like all the numbers, and you're like, "What is this?"
I'm like, "Bro, you've been holding out on me. What's the deal?" He pulls out a box. "All right, before we go in, guys, I think we should all partake in this." And I'm like, there's no way this is going to be anything crazy. He opens the box, 5-hour energies.
Was it like an ornate box too?
No, it was just like a plain, unbranded, it was just like a cardboard box. It looked like he probably took it out of his recycling bin. Opens it up.
Dude, that's so funny.
10 5-hour energy shots, right? For 10 people.
Dude, those things taste fucking disgusting.
I had never had one before. I am very caffeine sensitive. I don't have caffeine. That's like, I don't.
You something I've like always admired about you is that you really do not partake in anything, yet you have so much fucking energy.
I don't know how.
And I'm like, how does he do this? Because if I don't have like 3 cups of coffee in the morning, I'm a fucking zombie until like 4 p.m.
Yeah, man. I don't know where it comes from. I have no idea. I'm just expecting it to like run out one day, and I'm just gonna be dead.
You're gonna wake up one morning just like, fuck.
God, I need something, you know. And then I resort to cocaine. I skip coffee and I go straight to cocaine.
You just go right to the next
the
fucking
hard
thing.
Shit.
All right, fair enough. So 5-hour energies.
So he pulls
cardboard
out
box.
10 5-hour energies, and I'm like, fuck it, man, let's do it. Like, let's go. Let's get.
Did
crazy.
you each have 2?
No. We each had 1. There was 10 people. So 5 groomsmen, 5 bridesmaids.
Oh, okay. It was the whole wedding party.
I see.
I see.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think it's recommended to have more than 1 in like a week. You know, there's like Surgeon General's warnings on these things. It's like it's truly insane. It has 31,000% recommended daily value of vitamin B12. It's just an insane little thing, and it's like this big. So we're like, fuck it, down the hatch. Tastes horrible. Yep. I don't like it. Immediately, I'm like, it's a placebo effect.
Someone give me something to wash it down with.
Yeah, I was like, ugh. And I mean, I know it was my brain just like tricking myself, but I swear I could feel my heart going like immediately. I'm like,
dude.
No.
One of my buddies in college straight up like went to a doctor, and he always drank Red Bull.
Oh no.
That was his, like, he always drank Red Bull. Mm-hmm. Was straight up told, if you keep drinking energy drinks, you're going to die.
Your heart's gonna explode.
Because they like found that he had like heart arrhythmia.
Yeah.
So they were like, brother, if you do this, you will die. So he just stopped. So Bro, yeah, that's a thing.
Energy drinks are crazy. I know people who have died from just drinking too much. It's energy drinks.
That's insane.
It's nuts. Anyways, yeah, those things, it's crazy how like commonplace and illegal they are. Anyways,
truly.
So we all take it, whatever, and then we go inside, and there's like a lull before the reception begins. There was like a good hour before they started bringing people in to sit down. Like it was interestingly timed, and So we get there, whatever, wait for an hour. They introduce like the bridal or the wedding party. We all sit down at the main table. They introduce the bride and groom. They do the best man speeches, maid of honor speeches, first dance, all this stuff, whatever. We have dinner. So I'm like sitting there, I'm like crashing. I'm like, this energy has gone nowhere for the past hour and a half, and I don't feel good. So, and I've eaten, I have a full stomach. I'm like,
you're sitting there just like bouncing your knees back and forth, like
you
picked a point on the wall.
Yeah, and then at that point, like after an hour and a half of like just like this pent up like fucking potential energy sitting there, I'm like, I don't like this. I'm like gonna crash. So like the first dances, whatever. I'm like this, bro. I'm like, oh my god. I don't feel well.
And it's been how many hours since you have taken the 5 hour
like an
energy?
hour and a half maybe.
So
right?
5 hour energy, my ass.
Yeah. Well, I was just like, it felt like it hit immediately, and then I had nothing. Like I couldn't like get up and move, right? So I was just sitting there, and it was just like a weird mixture of like feeling like I needed to move, but like I couldn't because there was shit going on. So I was like, I don't know. It was just like a weird feeling. So then finally the DJ starts playing some music, right? He starts off with some like Imagine Dragons. I'm like, what is this, bro? What is this?
Do you get, like, when you go to things like this where there is a DJ, do you like just like judge them? Not necessarily judge them, but you're just like, man, like you should have gone from this to this. Like that would have kept the vibe.
Not often. I mean, as long as they're like, people are having a good time. Like I'm not really paying too much attention to it. But straight up, no one was dancing. After the first dance, it's like, all right, everyone come on the dance floor. And then he plays like Radioactive. I'm like, what is this? We can't dance to that.
No, give me some like fucking 90s hits or something
right,
like that.
Some like classic wedding songs, like give me the Cupid Shuffle. Give me something that everyone can dance to.
Yeah.
Plays like a couple Imagine Dragons songs, and then like an obscure like, dude, it was like
he gave you Radioactive.
Me and Julio down at the schoolyard. Like, what are you? I'm like, come on. So I'm like, okay, my heart is gonna fucking pound out of my chest. So I go up to him like, hey man, can you play this song? Play the Cupid Shuffle. Play Gasolina by Daddy Yankee. Play fucking whatever, right?
Yeah, dude.
Play Sexy Back. Play some shit that's gonna get people moving. Play some pop songs. Yeah. And he's like, okay, for sure. He was very receptive, whatever. I wasn't mean about it, but I was like, hey man, like, we're gonna dance.
we got to get the vibe moving,
So he's like, for sure. Switches into it. I'm like, okay. People start coming on the dance floor.
Dope.
And all of a sudden, it just hits me, bro. I'm like, I cannot stop moving or I will pass away.
You're like a fucking shark at this point. You're just like, ah.
He starts playing some music. I'm just like tunnel vision. I'm like, oh my God. I fucking start busting a move, bro. I'm just like, I'm dancing. I'm in my zone. I don't see anything happening around me.
The way you react to having a 5 hour energy is the way kids, like EDC kids react to having Molly, fucking Molly water.
Literally. I was like, I swear my pupils were so dilated. I was focused in. He starts playing Sexy Back. And my clothes come off. Bro, there's videos of me I was in my tux. I take off everything down to my wife beater, bro. Down to just my like white tank top.
And you're completely sober.
I'm completely sober, just caffeine and B12 coursing through my veins. And I am just like dialed in. I like swear, I like remember it, but it was just like, I swear it was like time was just not real. Yeah. I felt, it was weird. Like
you were
in
drugs. Bullet time for that moment.
Yes, exactly. And I'm just dancing. I'm having a great time. My clothes are off, basically. I'm whatever. And all of a sudden, I look around, and there's a circle of people around me, like, doing this thing. And I'm just like in the middle. I'm not paying attention. I'm fucking not even good
your
dancing.
Your spirit comes back to your body, and you're like, oh no.
And I'm like, oh shit. All right. Oh God. So then I just go out and join the circle. I'm like, okay. And then more people go like join the middle, whatever. And then. For the next 3 hours, bro, I was in my own little world. I was just like, there was just like no one around me because I wasn't even dancing well. I was swinging around wildly and like I was doing crazy shit.
You're like a fucking mosh pit.
I literally couldn't stop moving. I felt like I was going to be ill if I stood still for 2 seconds.
Nick is secretly a crowd killer.
Yeah, exactly. But everyone's dancing, everyone's having a good time. And all of a sudden, I look around and it's 11:30 and half the people are gone. I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck happened? My parents are gone. The fucking, like, everyone who has kids is gone. I was like, oh my God. And the DJ's like, all right, I'm going to play my last song. It's like midnight at this point. I'm like, okay. I round up the wedding party. I'm like, guys, we need to go somewhere. I was like, well, I can't go to bed right now. They're all tired as fuck. I'm like, I have to dance. We have to fucking go somewhere. I have to dance. So I managed to convince everyone to go to this gay bar. I'm like, we're going. This is going to be the best music here. We're all going to dance. It's going to be so much fun.
I like how you're like, they're going to have the best music.
Yes.
This bar
right here, right? So we go, and the DJ, craziest DJ ever, bro. He was playing...
Like, in a good way?
Sure. Like, it was the most interesting...
We got to think about it.
I was there. So we get to the bar at like 12:30, right? And we were there until 2:30. And in that span of 2 hours, he played everything from like disco to like the hardest dubstep I've ever... He played Excision for like 5 songs in a row, bro. He went from...
This is like midnight, 1 a.m.
Yes, and it was like Halloween weekend, so a bunch of people were out and in costumes and shit. Everyone kept coming up to us like, "Oh my god, this is such a good group costume," and we're like,
"No, we literally came from a wedding."
Yeah.
This isn't a costume,
but it worked well, whatever. But yeah, he would transition from like an ABBA song to like, "I'm throwing elbows." He literally got on the mic, "Yo, where my fucking bass heads at? We're not at a festival, my guy. We're at a bar. Where are my bass heads?" 5 people made noise because we're in Milwaukee.
You're in a bar in Milwaukee, Wisconsin at 1 a.m.
Yeah. But
they're not here.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, right here, bro. And I was just like going fucking hard for 2 hours, I swear. Time, again, stood still. Playing all kinds of fucking music, everything, bro. He played a dubstep remix of Super Mario. It was insane.
No way.
It was crazy.
Was it like good?
No, but people were dancing. They were like, oh,
but the vibe was right.
The vibe was
the song was bad.
He could have played anything and people would have been dancing. It was like that kind of vibe. It was great.
That's the best kind of like bar to be in.
Truly.
I said VAR as like a vibe.
The best kind of VAR. So then all of a sudden 2:30 hits like a goddamn light switch. I'm like, I have to go to bed. I can't move anymore. I can't move. I tell everyone. I was like concerned. I was like, we have to go.
Yeah, guys, we have to.
I was like, we have to leave, and everyone was like ready to go at that point. But like, I was literally going from this to like
rethinking your life choices.
Like, let's go right now. I can't be here. We have to go right now.
Did you like get some ice on the way back so you could sit in a fucking ice bath?
Dude, I literally like. We got it. I was drenched. It was disgusting. I feel bad for the person who I returned the tux to who had to like launder that shit. It was nasty, bro. I sweat through everything.
Your wife beater is just see-through.
Yeah, it was crazy. And the shoes that they give you were like hard, Polly Pocket plastic.
Oh yeah, dude. Fucking wedding shoes.
Horrible.
Always awful.
I was bleeding. My feet were
right.
like the tops of my feet like had little cuts in them where the tongue dug in. It was crazy. So anyways, we go to bed. I was fucking like, I literally don't remember. I go to sleep. I wake up to like 30 texts from different people at the wedding. Hey man, so good to see you. Loved your dancing, lol, with like videos. And I'm like, what was I doing?
Like, no.
It was crazy. I don't know why it did this to me, but I'm never having another 5-hour energy, man. It was truly like, it was a life-altering experience.
You were on a bender from 1 5-hour energy.
Yes.
That's so funny.
It was wild. And I felt like shit the whole next day. It was like I had a hangover, dude.
That's the most on-brand thing.
It was crazy.
That's so funny to me.
It was fucking wild. And then I had a flight back home, and I just felt shit the whole day. But man, it was so fun. But I will never ever eat another 5-hour or drink another 5-hour energy. But it was great. I had a great time. You know, life is full of new experiences, and I'm glad I get to have that one.
Dude, you can't ever look back and have regrets. No regrets.
Yeah, no regrets, bro. And I don't have any. I will just, we'll never have another 5-hour energy. But I don't regret having that one. Just won't do it again.
I like that that's like the one thing where you're like, nah, man, I'm never doing that shit again.
I know, right?
Never doing it again.
Nah, bro.
Like when people wake up from like drinking too much and they're like, I'm never drinking again. It's that. But 5-hour energy.
It's not, but 5-hour, dude.
What a specific thing. I've never I've had a 5-hour energy like 2 or 3 times, and every time it never does anything to me.
Really?
And I'm just like, I just drank this
for no reason.
For nothing.
Yeah.
I just endured that.
Yeah.
For nothing.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It was wild. It was truly insane.
Wish my caffeine tolerance was lower. Goddamn.
I don't know if you do, man. I mean, like one sip of a Dr. Pepper and I'm like up for the next 3 hours.
The carbonation just like hits you differently.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
No, I don't think it's good that my caffeine tolerance is that low. Because I do enjoy the taste of it sometimes,
But you just can't have it or you'll die.
I can't do it or I just go crazy. I just go crazy. I don't know. I don't want to know what would happen if I like had a 5-hour energy and I wasn't in an environment where I could just dance for 5-6 hours. That shit was more like 12-hour energy, dude.
You know the episode of Futurama where Bender has the fucking like bomb inside of him,
Yeah.
and he can't stop partying or else he'll blow up.
Yeah.
That's what that was. Mm-hmm. That's what happened to you. The 5-hour energy was a nuke that was just like dropped into your stomach.
I can't stop. It's for the good of the people. Play some dance shit, DJ.
Please let the excision go.
Yeah. It was crazy. Anyways.
Damn, dude. Milwaukee.
I will fondly look back on that simple
Ortega.
town with simple folk.
Simple town with simple folk.
Simple town, simple
I love
folk.
that. It's also like, it's Milwaukee, so it is like still a city. It's not like you rolled into like Green Bay, where I would expect somebody to be like, we're a simple town with simple folk.
I know,
it's still a city.
Yeah.
Like, that's so funny.
Modern infrastructure, like expensive high rises. Like it's not like a tiny little town.
Oh
you know?
yeah, Milwaukee's like kind of pricey nowadays.
Yeah. I was surprised.
Weird. Yeah, I had a friend. She lived there for a while, and then she lived in like South Carolina, and then she moved back. I don't know if she's still there.
To Milwaukee?
Yeah, and she like works for GE and stuff like that.
Nice.
But she was like, I went and like visited her a few times, and every time I'm always just like, you guys pay how much for rent here?
That's crazy, dude.
This is wild.
Every city is becoming like that, man.
Yeah, truly.
Everyone. You can't get away from it. I used to think that we paid a lot. I mean, I still think we do, but like, I mean, I've heard from people in Texas now, Florida, just like random places where they're paying almost as much as LA, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Why not just live in LA?
Yeah, at that point, you know, get the fuck away from Texas.
Yeah, dude. My buddy's looking at moving to like Burbank out of his current apartment. Mm-hmm. He was like, so how much do you think I pay in Burbank for like a 1-bedroom? And I was like, $2,000.
Yeah, easy, at least. Yeah,
that's your baseline.
Yeah,
is $2,000.
Yeah.
I was like, can you afford $2,000 of rent a month? And it's just fucking crazy, dude.
Disgusting.
And I'm like, we're coming up to our next like lease renewal term because they don't let us just go month to month afterwards for some reason. It's so silly, dude. It's so frustrating. But so we're like, man, if they raise our rent again by like $400, like
that's so much money, man.
We're out. Like the last time they did was $200.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a big increase.
Yeah,
it's like 10%.
And they already told us that. I've said this multiple times, but they've already told us that our apartment is worth $1,000 more than what we got it for when we signed it. And so I'm just like,
what are they trying to get out of that? You should feel lucky that we're letting you fucking kiss our feet
or
like
something.
This,
and that was when I like asked them. I was like, hey, this rent increase seems really high.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, it's because of like this, and this. And I was like, but is it though? And then I think about like my friends in New York who are paying like more for like the size of this room.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, could be worse.
Could be worse. Yeah, man. I
could live in New York.
They should at least give you like the option to do month to month just with like a higher price. I feel like that's what a lot of like these like newer apartments are doing. Like, hey, you can either sign a full lease at your current rate or you can do month to month at like $500 a month more, you know?
And it makes sense in like a city like LA that's like pretty transient. Like people kind of come in and come out like all the time. Yeah. So it's always weird to me that they're like, you are locked in.
No, that's wild.
For this much.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah, and like my last apartment, we were on month to month when I moved out, and like my roommates are still there. They're still month to month. So people are just like fucking revolving door through that apartment. It's wild. I always love that like on this pod we just get to a point where we just start fucking talking about the housing market. It's like it's just like
the past like 5 episodes, bro. It's
such a prevalent issue to the people of Los Angeles,
though.
And it's just, man, what a fucking time though.
That's crazy. Yeah. Anyways, that's what I've been up to.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love that for you.
Yeah, man. What else? What else happened? I always look through my camera roll to find out what I was doing at a certain date. Dude,
I try to do that, but I just never fucking take photos.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Never do it.
Well.
So every time I go through it, Megan's the type of person who like, she's like, here, you should see this. And then we just go through her entire camera.
Yeah.
I've gone through her camera roll like 40 times at this point, and every time I'm just like, just keep going.
Yeah. It's so nice. It's nice to just kind of like, take a little trip down.
A little
memory lane.
Reminiscent. Dude, we went to a...
oh, here's a photo of me.
Oh?
Sweaty as fuck.
My God, dude.
Jesus was watching me, bro. Like, straight up.
Just
I was covered in sweat.
I have never seen you glisten as much as you have there.
I was glistening,
you look like a fucking turkey pulled out of the oven.
I look like a Cullen.
You've just been like... You've just been basting all day long. Just butter all over you. But dude, we went to like this Israeli restaurant in like right near Echo Park, and it was lovely.
Yeah.
Like we got hameen, which is like this stew that's roasted overnight, with like
That sounds fire.
like a whole bunch of different veggies in it. Just like an absurd amount of hummus. Like they probably brought us like a 12-gallon bucket of just hummus like throughout this whole
Fuck
night.
me up. That sounds so good.
Oh, dude, it was delicious. Big fan. It's called Mazel.
I've
Have you
heard
been
of it.
there?
I haven't been there. I've heard of it. It's on my list.
Dude, you...
Sorry.
Bless you.
Sorry.
Bless you again. The cutest sneezes.
Thank you, honey.
Everybody vote for how cute Nick's sneezes are in the comments below out of 10. But yeah, dude, it's like right there. You pop off the 110 in Echo Park.
In Echo.
And you get off, and it's just like an industrial area.
That's fun.
And then it's just right there on a corner. And then there's like new like luxury apartments in this area. And I'm like, where are we? There's like a St. Vincent de Paul right there. There's a steel mill over here. There's 3 auto shops right there. And then there are $4,000 apartments.
Yeah.
What is going on?
That's just like every place now. They're like, what can we do? We can put and then they upsell it because they call it like loft living, like industrial, like unrefined living, right? And people pay out the ass for shit like that for some reason.
Like, cool, you don't have a ceiling.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
great.
Your pipes are exposed. Like, fucking congrats.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You have a brick wall, I
Yeah.
guess. Cool.
Yeah, exactly. They pay so much for that.
Yeah, I'm more liable to hurt myself on the brick wall than I am in a normal apartment.
Yeah.
So I'm probably not going to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
exactly.
just wild, man.
Dude, Mazel. Yeah, that's on my list of places to go.
Definitely need
Would
to try
recommend.
it. Oh, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
It's also like if you're going with people who are like into like alcohol, they don't really have like cocktails, but they have like a pretty solid like wine selection.
Okay.
And then they have like a bunch of just like local beers and stuff.
Fuck yeah.
So it's like pretty nice, but like the food,
really good.
very good.
Banger.
Yeah. And not like a huge menu, but it's like they do like 12 things, and those 12 things are all really fucking good.
Classic. Yeah.
So it's killer. They have a nice little courtyard in the back. They've got like a bar inside.
That sounds quite
It's
lovely.
it's just a nice place.
That sounds
very
lovely.
Every time I go to a place in East LA, I'm just like, this whole area is just fucking awesome. I
I've
cannot
spent too
afford
much
to
time
live
out
here.
there.
It's so
want to
nice.
though, is it? Yeah.
It's so nice. Like
only
Echo
get
Park,
there.
Silver Lake, Highland Park.
Yeah.
All that area.
Yeah.
Love it. But
Expensive.
my editor who like has a house on Silver Lake, she was like telling us one day, she was like, I'll be honest with you, like my husband's a fucking Oscar nominated producer. I am a fucking picture editor.
And we
if we bought this house today, we would not be able to afford it. They got it in like 1994 or whatever, so like when it was fine. But she was like, "There's no way we could afford a mortgage on that house right now."
Damn.
And I was like,
well, good for them because that I'm sure their property value has at least increased threefold. You know?
Yeah, oh absolutely.
At least.
And that's like that's the thing. I was like, dude, once your kids go to college and move out and you guys downsize, you're gonna
that's gonna be sitting
nice.
on a nice little nest egg right there.
Yeah, I was like looking at like a whole bunch of different apartments and stuff like that, and because Megan's had like a couple of interviews and like she might be switching jobs.
Oh, sheesh.
And we were like, okay, cool. Like she currently her office is in NoHo, so if she ever needed to go there, we'd go. Like she's over there. My office is in Glendale, so I was like, cool. We move a little bit more east. Now this new one that she's going for, which is like hybrid, is in Culver City.
Okay.
So I was like, the middle ground is like Sherman Oaks,
Yeah.
basically. So I was like, well, if they raise our rent too much in this apartment, we'll probably look around this area because it's like a middle ground.
Yeah, you should.
But then I'm also like, I don't want to move. Moving sucks.
Moving fucking blows.
It's
dude.
the worst.
It
And I
really
was like, and I
sucks.
don't want to pay for like movers.
Yeah.
But then I don't want to do that shit myself.
Especially because you've been living in a place for like 3 years. You've got a lot of shit. You've got furniture. You've got the miscellaneous shit is what fucking is hardest to pack up. How do you pack picture frames? How do you pack, shit? It's crazy.
Where am I going to put my pots and pans? I don't just like have boxes.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to buy boxes. Boxes are so expensive.
Boxes are expensive. Yeah, moving fucking blows, man.
It's the worst. And we still like our apartment, so we're like, let's see what they're gonna like force us to raise our rent by, and like if it's not too bad, we'll just stay.
Yeah.
Because like my commute's like an hour long, and it's not the worst commute that I've ever had. So I'm like, and I get out like pretty on time all the time. So I'm like,
yeah.
I can deal with it for a little while longer.
Okay. All
Worst case. Woo.
Got that pho dust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like sticking in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the
it's like
rice
worst
paper.
case, we'll pop over here somewhere.
Yeah.
Probably. So
Sherman Oaks is surprisingly affordable.
I know, and
for
that
as
was
nice as it is.
And half the time I was always just like, Sherman Oaks is too expensive. There's no way. And I was looking, and I was like,
It's not actually. It's crazy.
Like, what happened?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I thought it was expensive too. I thought it was like like an expensive neighborhood where like old people come to live. But it's actually something must have happened, or maybe our perception was just off. But it's like affordable.
A lot of kosher options.
Yeah,
a
lot.
In the
Big
Ralph's.
Jewish community, bro. Yeah. My Ralph's, literally half of it is a kosher section. It's
Love
wild.
that.
Yeah,
that's incredible. Cool. Isn't it wild too how like grocery stores in different parts of the same city have a completely different selection than the others?
Yeah.
That's so
same
fucking
chain
cool.
too.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
And like logistically, how do you plan for that? Just to do like one city of like stocking Ralph's has to be a very stressful operation.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I don't even want to think about it. Logistics stress me out for big things.
Yeah, just in general.
Yeah.
That's the thing I always overlook is like how expensive it is to just like transport shit. Mm-hmm. Or like how are you going to coordinate things to transfer to get like at the same time?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no.
I can't do that.
Can't do it.
That requires a specific person, and that is not me.
It's absolutely not me either. Fucking no thanks.
Absolutely not, dude.
In Sherman Oaks news, all right, so I play pickleball with old people, as I'm sure I've talked about. Every Tuesday and Thursday, I go
also incredibly on.
Yeah. Every Tuesday and Thursday, I go to a nice old lady's house, and she has a pickleball court in her backyard, and there's like maybe on a good day, there's like 8 other old people. And
okay, so wait, how did you find...
At the tennis courts, because she also plays tennis.
And she was just like, hey, I've got a pickleball in my
Yeah, it's like a whole thing, and we basically, we got to talking, and she was like, oh yeah, she's mentioned pickleball, and I was like, I've always wanted to play pickleball, and she's like, I have a court in my backyard, and I teach lessons, and I do a thing every Tuesday and Thursday with this big group here, you should come by. And I was like, okay, and now I'm just, I'm in the text thread.
You're one of the gang, dude.
She named the text thread. Every Tuesday, Thursday, she's like, who's in for today? And the text thread is named... Also, she starts... okay, she's a boomer.
This is a whole setup.
It's a whole thing. Anyways, Tuesday, Thursday core group. So I'm in the core group. I'm in. Anyways, so it's... On a good day, there's maybe like 10 of us. And on days where not a lot of people make it, there's like maybe 4 or 5, which is great because then I can play the whole time and get a better workout. But anyways, it's mostly older people. It's mostly like people in their like 70s, 80s.
Like they've retired.
Yeah.
They're just chilling at this point.
They're just chilling. Anyways, so they're obviously very tuned in to like, I don't know, man. Old people just, I think you hit a certain age and you start becoming just very invested in like, you start getting those little pamphlets, like the pamphlets of like what's going on in my city.
There's a reason why the 50 to 68 range is like the highest voter turnout all the time.
Exactly.
What the fuck else?
I know, exactly. So she texts this group, right? And she's like, hey guys, she's very, very into the environment, very like
nice.
Anti-climate change, like this, like we need to fix shit, like we need to take action.
I feel like no one's like pro.
Well, sure, no one's. Well, some people don't even
You're just
acknowledge
a
it. Yeah, exactly. But she's very like, we need to take action. How are we going to do this? She's very like activist, climate activist, environmental activist. So she texts the group, hey guys, there's a symposium happening, because the big drama is that there's this private school called Harvard Westlake, and they just are huge. Everyone knows it who lives in this area because it's just very prolific, I guess. It's very expensive, and all the like rich people go there and they send their kids there, whatever.
Rich people. So
the whole thing is they are building a second campus that's going to have a big sports complex. But in order to build this sports complex, they have to tear down a lot of public sports complex. They have to tear down like a public park and shit that like the public has access to in order to build this private school thing. So already like it's riling up a lot of people. And so then dialing into that, they want to build it with turf. And apparently turf is very, very bad for the environment, which I didn't know, but I guess when you think about it, it makes sense.
It's plastic for like the actual things, and then the like tread underneath it is recycled tires.
Yeah, exactly. And it makes sense, but I didn't really think about that. So she's like, we are trying to like make this petition happen. We're trying to educate everyone here about the dangers of turf. So she's like, there's a symposium if you guys want to go. It's at the Church of Christian Sciences. And, it's going to be like a little mixer. There's going to be foods and drinks, and there's going to be like...
Dude, is she trying to fucking scam you into
that's
Scientology?
What I thought. I was like, what is this? I was like, why is it here? Whatever. I was like, I'm so fucking curious. I have to go. Right? I have to go to this. She's like, yeah, there's going to be some like PhDs talking about whatever, this and this and this. It's going to be a big thing. And I was like, but she's like, it's going to be, food and drink. I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta go.
I just need to know. I need to understand.
I need to know because I'm like, is this a cult or do they just really they couldn't find a different venue? So
is she part of the cult?
Right.
Or
on a
is
Tuesday afternoon, I walk over. If I had to drive somewhere, I wouldn't have gone, but I could walk there. I walk over to this Church of Christian Sciences, which is not Scientology. It's a different
I thought
thing.
that was the same thing.
It's a different thing. Church of Christian Sciences is basically, I don't know. Their whole big thing is they don't believe in medicine. So,
but they're called Christian Science,
right? Exactly. I don't know where the science comes from, but they believe in the power of healing and not through medicine. They believe crystals? In like, kind of, but like praying and shit like that is better than and more effective than like getting treatment like hospital, ibuprofen, vaccination, shit.
Tell me
like
how
that.
well that goes statistically.
Yeah, exactly. So, but that's like their one big thing is like, no vaccinations, no medicine, no nothing. Yeah.
It just sounds like a bunch of anti-vaxxers.
It's
We're
crazy.
Just like, we need to have a religion so we don't get yelled at.
It's crazy. So, so we go there and
you walk over.
I walk over. And it's not casual. There's no food and drink. It's almost like a lecture hall, bro. And we're like sitting in chairs, and there's like a panel of speakers up there. And I'm like, okay, I'm either about to be indoctrinated, or this is really just like a bigger deal than I thought it was. And there's like people on Zoom. There's like 80 people in a Zoom room watching this conference happen, and there's like speakers from different parts of the country, like all tuning in.
Wild.
And I guess I quickly came to the conclusion that they just really needed a venue for this that could, accommodate it. But man, I really hoped it was like a cult indoctrination thing. But truly,
that was just like being like peddled to you by this old woman. Exactly. Of like, we're gonna save the environment.
Exactly.
Like,
actually, no.
Joke's on you.
Yeah.
You're part of our cult.
Yeah.
Now.
Haha. Lock the doors. But no, we all go in there, and it's just me and like 50 old people. Right.
Naturally.
And they're just talking about the dangers of astroturf. They have like slideshows. I'm like, this is the most insane thing I've ever. I'm just like, I'm like involved in local government right now. I can't even vote on this because I don't technically live in the area that it would affect. Right? Yeah. You have to, and I also think you have to own property. I don't really know, but maybe not. But I'm like not part of the demographic that would be able to enact change on this. But I'm like, I'm so interested in this. I can't I felt like an old person, bro.
Did you stay there for the whole thing?
I stayed there for like an hour of it. It was going to go on for another like hour and a half. And
wow.
I'm like, I can't. I have to go.
And did you like learn?
I mean, I didn't get to the point where they presented an alternative because they're saying obviously turf is bad, but in a place like this, grass is going to be too expensive to maintain. Drought, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So they were getting to a point where it's like, okay, this is what we proposed, but I just couldn't stay for an extra hour and a half because it was literally like PowerPoints, bro. It was like a lecture. It wasn't like exciting stuff, but it was, man, it was. I went to a symposium. I took a picture because it was fucking crazy.
That's incredible. Like what you basically like took an environmental sciences class for an hour.
Yes, literally.
Have you ever been to like a lecture that was over an hour long? Oh fuck, that's like an actual goddamn thing.
Yeah.
This is also like kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
Like this room looks very scary. Like, not what I wanted. Like in movies when they go and like they show up and they're like going to like some weird religious cult.
It literally
that's what
looks
the room
like
looks like, dude.
I know, dude. I mean, but they had panels set up. They had cameras pointed at like the speaker microphones because they were going to take questions. Uh-huh. Yeah,
wild, dude.
They pray to someone. No, they don't pray to her, but the person who founded it is called Mary Baker Eddy.
Huh.
Anyways, it was very interesting. Very, very. It was crazy. I was like, nothing really came of it because I left early and also I don't think they're voting on anything yet. But it was just such an interesting experience, going to a local panel, a symposium on climate change.
That's
with
like
a bunch of old people.
You truly did the thing where you were just like, I'm just gonna say yes.
Yeah.
And then you went and you did that.
Yeah.
That's
and
nice.
I did it. Thanks, man.
Did you feel good about it?
I felt good because the lady who invited me, her name is Patty, Pickleball Patty.
Pickleball Patty.
Pickleball Patty. She saw me and she was like, "Oh my God, you came! Thank you so much for coming." It was really sweet. It was really wholesome. I'm trying to get written into one of these people's wills, bro. I'm telling you.
You're just gonna be like the adopted son of one of these people.
Exactly. But anyway, so that I felt good about. But then it was just kind of like
pickleball court to Nicholas Ortega.
Let's go.
Yeah, someone owns the house, but you own the court.
I own the court. You can't go in your own backyard. Sorry about it.
They have to rezone that plot just to like keep it.
Give me like a separate entrance or something like that. Anyways, man, I've been involved in local politics.
Damn, you did a lot these like last 2 weeks.
I did a lot in the last 2 weeks.
Good Lord, I've done fuck all.
Well, you're preparing for a big shoot on
I've got
next weekend, so
we have that this weekend. So that'll be.
I'm very excited.
That'll be interesting.
You excited?
Oh, absolutely.
You ready for it?
I'm as ready as I can be.
Sure.
Yeah,
I think that's always how it happens.
There's a fun like interview that Roger Deakins was doing where he was like, do you know who Roger Deakins is? Very prolific director of photography.
Okay.
He shot Dune. He shot Blade Runner.
Okay.
Like
the name does sound familiar.
He is the guy.
Okay.
Like when someone's like, what should a movie look like? Deakins is like held as like the highest degree, basically.
Okay.
So he was doing this thing where he was like, yeah, you know, like every time I show up, I get on set, and this dude's like in his like 70s.
And is this a dumb... Okay, I feel dumb for this question, first of all. But what is, like, exactly... What does a director of photography do? Like,
Basically,
what is their job?
His job is determining the look of the movie.
Okay,
So he figures out... Like, the director is like, hey, this is the vibe I'm trying to do. This is what I want it to look like. And then the director of photography is like, okay, cool. We're going to make that happen.
Got it.
So he then figures it out. So he figures out lighting diagrams. He figures out the camera setups.
That's a huge job.
It is a fucking massive job.
Jesus.
It's so much. Like, in my personal opinion, like, the director of photography is, like, basically second to, like, the actual director in terms of, like, full workload.
Yeah.
Like, once you get into editing, then it's, like, you can kind of look at them comparably. But just like the sheer amount of effort to do all of that stuff, and it's like physical, like you're doing it like in real life, right? You're not sitting at a computer,
right?
Not to knock my own profession,
right?
But like, so he's like, every time I show up to a set, I sit there, hook the lens onto like the little viewfinder, stick my eye up to it, and I'm looking through, and I think, oh my God, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I here? What is this whole thing? And then I take my eye away from it. And then I just do it. And I'm just like, bro, if Roger Deakins shows up every day and is just like
questions, imposter syndrome, then we're good. All right.
I was like, okay, I think I can make something.
Yes.
If that guy is also nervous, I think I'm okay to be nervous.
I think it's perfectly okay.
Dude, he has a podcast too where he just like talks about like looks of movies, like stuff that he has done. He interviews like other DPs and like cam ops and stuff. It's so cool. There's so many like interesting film centered podcasts from like important people, right? Just talking to other people about wild. Like the craft.
That's cool.
It's lovely. There's one called The Art of the Cut, which is like a Hollywood editor who's like he's done quite a bit of things, and then he just interviews other editors and like they just talk about like how they cut things, like how they set things up. I listened to one from one of the guys who did Chernobyl, and he was like, yeah, we basically walked in and we were like, all right, you take those episodes, I'll take these ones. And then we just cut them, and then we sent them to each other, and then they would do a pass, and then we would be done.
What?
And I was like, that's kind of sick.
That's tight.
It's so cool to like see how people work on things. But that was one of the things where I'm like, oh, everybody is always super fucking nervous when they show up to make a movie, and I'm okay with that.
Good.
I'm just gonna drink that in.
I don't think you'll ever get not nervous. I think there's always some element that's gonna make you a little bit like, oh, this is new, or oh, this is whatever, you know?
Right, and I think it's like it's healthy and very normal to be that way because like, you know, you want to put your best foot forward. You want to do your best work. You want to make something that you're proud of. And if you come into that like being all cocky and shit like that, I think it like kind of reflects on the fact that like you don't really care about the project, you know? Yeah. So like if you show up and you're nervous because you're like, I want to do good. Yeah. Like I want to make a good thing.
Yeah.
I think that is where you should be. Yes. Obviously it gets easier as you do it, and like that the nerves you can kind of temper a little bit, but like, you know, you go into it your first time doing some stuff. Like I've done this a handful of times. Right. So I know what I need. I know what to get. I know how much time we have to get certain things. I know exactly like what I need to make something work. Right. Now the fun part is, and also the stressful part is like when there are road like speed bumps and stuff like that, how do we smooth them out and fix them? If someone has a good idea, how do we get that without burning our time? Like where can we make compromises and stuff? Because it is a lot of like riffing on set. Oh sure. Like you have a shot list of like, you know, you need this shot, this shot, this shot. Dialogue scene. You need one single, a medium, one single, a medium. Both of those at like a wide. You need a wide of the thing. You need people coming in. You need people leaving. Right. That's your scene. That's what you need to get it done. Right. But then what else can you do in that to make that interesting and like visually appealing? And that's where like the riffing comes from. And that's pretty much like you do it on set.
And who like just is that like a collaborative process between everyone? Like who does? I
mean, that's mostly the DP, cam ops, even actors, and like the director, because the director will be like, "Hey, I need a shot of this."
Right.
Okay.
What?
Thanks.
Why? What did you say to her?
I don't know.
What do you think she heard?
She just said, "Okay, turning on 5 lights." Yeah,
that light turned on. That one turned on. That turned on. That turned on.
I think this is the end, dude. I think this is where we die.
Yeah. These lights all just turn into tentacles and just.
What a weird way to end a podcast.
Yeah. With death.
But yeah, dude. You're pretty much on set. Like an actor can be like, "Hey, I think the character might do like this kind of a thing, like coming in from this way, like this kind of a thing." And then the director's like, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea. We should try that. Yo, do we have time to do that? Yes, no.
That's cool.
Do that." The DP's like, "Hey, I really want to get this shot." Okay, why don't we try like this shot, because I get what you're trying to do here, but it's not really what I am looking for.
Yeah.
And then you kind of like pivot and like work on that. So it's like, you know, on like a big budget movie where you have hundreds of millions of dollars and you're like, I want this, and you've got the time and all of the stuff at your disposal to get it, you fucking get it.
Right.
But like at this point where it's like, I'm like, me and my producing friend are both shelling out the money from like our own pockets.
Yeah.
We only have X amount of time because that's as much as we could afford. How do you get everything that you need
within
and
those
still
constraints?
Yeah, and still get those little bits of like creativity on set without burning through your budget and your time. Damn. So that's the part that I'm stressed about, but it's like my DP is very experienced and very skilled and like has the gear that he needs to get. Like I know what it is that I want for everything. So I'm just like, "Hey, this is what I need." And then he's like, "Cool, let's do this." And then we'll just figure it out day of. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, I feel okay. I'm like confident, but I'm like still super fucking nervous. So we'll see what happens.
I think you guys are going to crush it.
Thanks.
Like I mean, it sounds like you're very passionate about things. When you do things, you do them very well. I've known you for, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. Oh my God.
Yeah, dude, we graduated high school 10 years ago.
Fuck. So I've known you for a little longer than 10 years, bro. Yeah. And everything that you do very well. Aww. And I can tell when you're really passionate about a project, and that really comes across in like the final product and the process as well. So I'm really excited to see this, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Well, hey, I'm excited to fucking get you in.
I am excited too. Yeah.
This is I saw your little CNC thing with like your Christopher Nolan thing, and I was like, oh yeah, he'll be fine.
I'm stoked, man. I'm really fucking excited.
So whenever that gets updated, we will let you know when we have made a movie and y'all can watch it.
Yes.
We're probably gonna
we can live react on the pod.
Yeah. We do the split screen thing and just watch it.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun, actually.
We should do it.
Yeah, I'd be down. Yeah. So we'll probably figure something out like that. We're probably gonna try to get into some festivals if we can. But
fuck yeah.
We'll see. Who knows?
I'm so excited, dude. I'm so excited to hear about this process and watch it unfold and potentially be part of it.
Potentially, no, you are.
Definitely.
I'm already like
good.
I'm like, no, this guy's doing our music. So
let's fucking go, dude.
So congrats. Welcome to the team.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, was that an hour?
Yeah.
Like on the dot?
Probably a little over.
Damn,
just a little
bro.
bit.
I don't know how. It just like feels like it. It's just like sometimes you're just like, oh yeah, that's been an hour, and it was an hour. Banger.
It's like we've done this 85 times.
Yeah, 85 hours of recording, potentially a little more.
Pod.
85 hours of pod. That's
I actually
nuts,
wonder. Bro. I might see what the total time is.
Yeah, it's probably closer to 90. Yeah. Just because of all the extra minutes and stuff.
Just add up all all of the episodes. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna see.
Do it. Is there an easy way to do that, or do you just literally have to go into the calculator and
I'll just look at it.
God damn. Okay.
There probably is a way.
Yeah.
I just don't know what it is.
Sure.
I know Avid has a thing now. Excuse me. Where when you select things in a bin, it tells you the total amount of time and how many things you've selected. I don't know if Premiere has a thing like that.
I have no idea.
I just bring the sequences into Avid and then look at it just for this.
Just for that.
No, I'm not gonna do that. No. But we'll find out.
Okay. Fuck yeah. Come back with this number next time. Well, everyone, we love you all. Thank you for listening to an hour of us talk. We hope you learned something. I know we did. And
from Pickleball Patty.
Pickleball Patty. Yeah, exactly. And we love you guys, and we'll see you guys in the next episode, I suppose. Maybe. It's been a great time. We love you. I'm Brian. This is Nick. This is episode 85, and we'll see you guys next time.
Middle of the day. Middle of the week. Peace.